What's going on? Let's talk about Newaza. Let's talk about how Newaza is taught in the realm and sport of judo. How you teach Newaza, how you can better teach Newaza, and the best way, according to the Judo Manifesto, to teach Newaza, based upon the flow chart of what we see in Newaza when we expand Newaza. When we look at the attacks, if we just review them again, when we look at attacking, you have the grip fighting, and then you have an attack. On the attack, you have you can do the Hakomi, which is a skillful entry into Newaza. You can do a knockdown, or you can do a throw. Out of all those particular things, if you don't have any Ippon, if you don't get Ippon, more often than not, you're in a Newaza situation. When you hit that Newaza situation, you need to know what to do from that particular situation. That particular situation puts you in a particular, what we call, position. So when we learn Newaza, Newaza is usually taught to us, or we learned it through the following. We learned it by way of movements, technique, position. When I mean technique, I mean the traditional technique. Meaning, for those of us who are black belts who've done a black belt test, you go out there, they say, show me Juji Gatame, show me Keisa Gatame, show me Kazuya Keisa Gatame, show me, or even at the orange belt test, show me how to do Keisa Gatame, show me Yoko Shio Gatame, show me. We don't ask the person to flow into the moves or do the movement. We just ask them to show the traditional technique. Some people just learn by just knowing the technique. Basic learning. Then we learn by movements. Movements make up moves, okay? Movements are your biomotor skills that we have on the floor. The rolling, the Granby rolls, forward rolls, back falls to the stand up, the mat pulls, the hip heists, the sit outs. Those particular movements, we learn those movements. A lot of us start with those. A lot of kids do those. We still do the movements within the warm up, and then we have moves. We got moves. We got certain roles, certain turnovers, certain things that we do. How to do this move, how to do that move, and a lot of us utilize moves, but we got all these moves with no connectivity. There's no connectivity with the moves. We know this move, and here's what happens when you watch people in Newaza. They try to move, and the move fails, and then what do? They stop, and then they turtle, or they stop, and the person calls mate. We need to learn more of a position-based model. Meaning, not how to do juji, okay? Not the move of the juji roll, but when the person's turtled, here are the options based upon the mental representation that we practice. So, there's nothing wrong with move-based learning. If you ever, most of your DVDs are movement-based DVDs. They are omoplatas from anywhere, or how to do the Kimura, or how to do the Udigarame. Those are they're move-based. They're based upon a move. They're based on the omoplata, or they're move-based. It's not technique-based. Your basic Newaza DVD, which goes through the technique, that's a technique-based, traditional technique-based learning tool. Most of the time we have move-based series. If you look at some of my video series, one is the clock choke. The clock choke is a move-based series, but then I also have Destroy the Turtle, which is a position-based series. Here's what you have to understand. There are positions that manifest themselves or make or make their presence known in our sport over and over and over again. You have to get good at these particular positions, at doing techniques from them and defending from them. You also need to create some connectivity with your moves. In wrestling, they call it chain wrestling. In judo, sometimes we call it sequencing. But for us, it should be position-based learning. A lot of times we just teach moves in judo. Wrong thing to do. Don't don't come from a primarily move-based teaching standpoint. Do not. Can you have it? Yes. Jiu-jitsu is like that, somewhat, with connectivity. Okay? There are certain times in my curriculum where it's move-based. I can tell you right now, I'm doing Senkaku. Senkaku, I have Senkaku from the turtle, Senkaku when the person's flat, Senkaku from the guard, Senkaku from the side mount. I'm doing all these Senkakus. But it is move-based. The move is Senkaku. I teach the traditional Senkaku from the back at first and show them and talk about the carotid arteries, what the triangle does and how the legs make the triangle. I teach that without a doubt, but it's move-based. Move-based. Most of the time, position-based. But the position-based teaching is not necessarily in my lesson plan. The position-based teaching is the overarching theme of my curriculum. So what the kids may see, or the students may see, or they may see moves. So I may go over the clock choke, I may go over the Senkaku, I may go over turnovers, I may go over all these things, but I'm going over all of them because they fall under the umbrella of attacking the turtle. Make sure that you have a curriculum, that you have a lesson plan, and that you make your learning position-based. And I'm going to explain why on the next video. Position-based learning.